Most of us, we fished most of our lives with monofilament. And then after monofilament, braid came along. But braid has gotten so good over the years that now we prefer braid backing to a monofilament top shot. But nowadays, people are turning to fluorocarbon, not just any type of fluorocarbon, stretchable fluorocarbon. I'll tell you why. All right, guys, most of the time when we go out, especially nowadays, when we go surf casting, I like to get as much line as I can on my reel. And the only way I can really do it is instead of going all mono, is to go braid backing. So I usually try to put maybe 90 to 95% of my total line in braid as my braid backing. And I used to do a top shot of monofilament. Well, those days are actually kind of over because nowadays I just top shot it with fluorocarbon. Now, what's the difference between fluorocarbon and monofilament? Well, both are transparent, okay, thicker diameter. That's why in the beginning it was hard to cast it out because when you're casting your line out there, if you have 50-pound test braid compared to 50-pound test mono, the thinness of the braid would cast farther because it was less air resistance because it was thinner. And of course, the mono being thicker caused more air resistance, so you're not going to get the distance you need. So that's why we try to top shot with mono, so this way the fish won't see it, or less chance of seeing the line. And another reason is it's also will stand up to abrasion better. Braid does not stand up to abrasion very well, like like up to postings, coral reefs, things like that. Mono will. Okay, but if you take a cross section of mono, mono has a lot of air pockets in the line. You look at fluorocarbon, very little to no air pockets. The less microscopic air pockets mean that it's a higher grade of fluoro. So that's what makes good fluoro expensive. Now, we have a brand now, it's called Soft Steel, okay, by Okuma. Soft steel fluorocarbon for the first time is stretchable. That means is that it will stretch like monofilament. Now, what are the advantages to its stretching? And there's going to be quite a few that come up, but the main thing is knot strength. So when you tie a knot in fluorocarbon, normal fluorocarbon, it has a very poor knot strength, meaning that if there's going to be a break, it's going to break at the knot. Monofilament tied easier because it stretches, whereas fluorocarbon does not stretch. Now that has changed. Now, thanks to soft steel, we have stretchable fluorocarbon, and this stuff is really fantastic. I mean, you can get 40-pound stretchable fluorocarbon, and they tried to put it on a test meter. The meter only went up to 56 pounds, and that was from BD Outdoors, and you know what? They still couldn't break it. That's how good stretchable fluorocarbon is. So for the first time, we have fluorocarbon that can stretch like mono. And this is great, great stuff. I personally have all the lines from 30 pound up to 130 pounds. So this way, when I go out, I'm only gonna top shot it like maybe 5 or 6 yards of stretchable fluorocarbon. That's all you're really gonna need. I mean, you can put more if you want, but that means when you tie your knot, it still has to go to the guide, so it's gonna lessen your distance. And to me, distance means a lot, all right? So there is a special knot. Well, I wouldn't say special, but there is a knot that we recommend for this type of line. And I'm gonna show you how to do that, and that's called the San Diego Jam. That knot is very good. It's great for your lures as well as your swivels. All right, so I'm gonna show you how to tie a San Diego Jam knot. It's great for lures. This is a Hawaii-made lure. It's called a pili lure. You can use this for any type of lure, hook, swivel. There's a lady on one of my Facebook groups, and she says she has a trouble tying hooks with perfect knots and strong knots. this is the knot I would recommend for her. Okay, so what you do, this is the 30-pound stretchable fluorocarbon. So run it through like so. All right, see that? Okay, pinch the knot up here. Then you go one, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Recommend is 7, but you know, you can do 8 if you want. And then what you do after you do your 7, see the loop right over there, right, that first loop at the very bottom. You put your line. Once it stops shaking, put it through that loop. Then you're gonna do the second loop, which is, see, when your fingers are touching up here, put that to the second loop. Now it's very important that you wet the line, because the one killer of this type of knot is friction, heat and friction. That's not gonna work very well. It's gonna weaken the knot. So there you go. Just bring it down. Look at that. You're just gonna trim off the tag here, but look at that. Isn't that a nice knot? Very, very, I tied it kind of slow, but you know, when you're out in the field, you just whip it around, do it a lot faster. This is a great knot. This is what you should be using for the called the San Diego Jam. For it's a knot that's perfect for stretchable fluorocarbon, but it's good for just about everything. I use it for almost everything. I would highly suggest this type of knot because I haven't had it break yet. Right? Thank you. Talk to you guys later.